just whatever start. So here's what we're doing, okay? We're gonna first rock, paper, scissors to see who does the intro. And we're gonna do that every episode that we record. Okay? All right, ready? Ready? Get your hands up. I want to see your hands. All right. Rock, paper, scissors.
Paper.
All right, we're tied there.
Scissors.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, Jimmy.
Jimmy does it.
Jimmy's got the intro. All right, Jimmy. Go ahead, lead us in.
Oh, wow. Welcome back. Wait, when do I start?
Right
You're starting now. You're in it. You're in the pod right now.
I'm in the pod. Wow, the pod is back. Welcome back to What Happened Last Night, 2022 edition. Very happy to be here. We have myself, Big Game James, with
Restart.
the Rabbit.
Restart. You're not Big Game James, or are you? You're Jimmy.
Mr. Jimmy, it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter.
He's rebranded himself after
right,
a long period of hiatus due to nothing of anyone's concern.
All right, ready? Take two. Do we want to use the real names or fake names?
I've never been able to call Connor a fake name, so I also hate calling him Rabbit.
I also no longer work for the government, so I don't care anymore.
All right, let's do it.
But let's stick with no last names.
No last names?
Yeah.
And keep this whole intro in.
Yeah, and I almost said your last names just to be like, these last names? All right. Okay. All right. So we did our intro. So we're in the pod now. Guys, we're in the pod right now. And can I tell you guys something that I have a surprise for you guys?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So at some point during this call, somebody will be joining us.
Whoa.
And I tried calling me.
And it's funny that before we just did that and we were saying we're just going to use our normal names now. I told that person not to use our normal names and to use these nicknames. So let's just go with whatever they're saying. Well, but we can maybe keep calling each other our real names.
We're very secret people. So
all right. Tight 30. Okay. So let's talk some football. Let's talk some NFL. It's good to be back week 1.
My team's already done after 1 week, so that's fun.
You want to know what's kind of wild?
My team's dead in the water.
I'm in denial because they probably are done, but the Jets defense looked great. Gave up one explosive play and was on the field for so long in horrible positions. That's the only reason they gave up 24 points to what was looking like a decent Ravens offense. So I'm feeling better than I have.
Oh, and our guest is actually in the waiting room. Oh, he just jumped back out. He showed up. It was Manti Te'o that showed up in the waiting room. And he's back. All right. I'm going to bring in our first guest.
Yeah, after we've all been able to properly introduce ourselves. Let's jump.
Manti Te'o. His audio is connecting.
Oh,
Teo.
I know who it is.
Hey, do you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Welcome to the pod. Thanks for joining us. All right, so I told you guys I brought in a surprise guest. We're gonna do this every week. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, and I'm just gonna have somebody call in. All right, so our first guest.
Teo.
What do you want to talk about? First off, tell me your name. Tell me where you're from.
Hey, they call me Tony Potato. How are you guys? I'm like the biggest fan of your show. Been watching since day one. My guy Jimmy, actually, grew up with him in the same area. And Reggie, love you, Rabbit, love you guys. So yeah, from Idaho, Boise, Idaho.
I have 2 questions. One, are you the real Tony Potato? It was kind of difficult to tell last year.
Yeah, we had some things in our league, and we had we call them frauds where I'm from, and people like to take and steal identities because they like to they're jealous, and so I am the real Potato in real life. Okay. That was not my username though.
Okay, I've got you. And I have one more question. Speaking of identity theft and people stealing things from you,
yes,
you're wearing a lot of Justin Herbert gear. How are you feeling heading into this fantasy season, knowing neither him or Eckler's on your team?
Yeah, it's tough. I'm in multiple leagues. I was able to snag them in the majority of those leagues, as well as some defense and some other players. But that one hurt. rabbit, I think I had the fourth pick, you had the third, and clearly you had McCaffrey, and it felt personal. So I will remember.
Speaking of Chargers fantasy, the FBI just put out a wanted. They haven't seen Mike Williams anywhere. And if you have a word on where Mike Williams might be, if you can call the FBI. Meanwhile, James is having a little bit of trouble unmuting himself. We're going to hope he figures that out by the rest of the pod. I had a follow-up question to the Chargers gear. Is that Chargers gear set up behind you always or just for the pod today?
Rego, these are the things, Reggie, these are the things that you just can't disclose. So
no real names, please.
Yeah, I'd like to move on from that question because
it's good to know this is my home. It's good to know that you put in the effort to set this up, even though we are not releasing video of our audio only.
Somebody might say
at this moment.
Yes, fully decked out. Yes.
So
on YouTube channel.
Yeah, we do have a YouTube channel. We're not sure if we're going to use it or not.
Yeah, it's a good thing we have all of our aliases on our Zoom profiles.
If anyone is hearing this, it's a miracle. So let's be honest. Our guest sent
I'm joining the Bolts bandwagon, and the Cowboys season's dead, and I'm a Chargers fan.
Yeah, while we have our guest on here, I'd like to talk about what team James actually roots for, and if we could list all of the teams that we think James has like some sort of.
There's 3 teams. Yeah, so I'll keep it very simple for you. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and then I like the Chargers and the Rams.
Okay, so here's some other teams that I think are also in your radar. I think the Baltimore Ravens are see, you're just naming other teams. I'm not even getting on the Jets. You just give me the Jets. Okay, the Jets.
Well, I root for the Jets for Connor, and then
the Ravens.
I like the Ravens a lot. I really like the Ravens. Yeah, and I hate the Eagles.
Why would you say you like the Ravens, Jimmy? Is there any particular kind of like images that come to mind?
City is just blacking out in Baltimore. There's nothing better, really.
Yeah. All right. Well, while we have the biggest Chargers fan who owns a Justin Herbert card on the pod. That I may have sold him, and it's probably increased in incredible value. Let's talk some Chargers. So how do we think the Bolts look this week?
I was at the game, Reggie. Incredible, as you can tell. Yep, and Jimmy was there with me. As you can tell from my voice, I'm just now kind of recovering. About an hour ago, I just came back from urgent care. The doctor was worried. I had a hard-on for 24 hours, and
thank you for your service.
To be with me. So he says the best way to stop it is to stop watching Chargers games. But I told him, over my dead body. But
sounds like it's going to be a chronic issue for you.
Atmosphere was electric. SoFi Stadium, if you haven't been there, I think it's the greatest stadium in the world. Incredible environment. Being there last year at the Raiders games, it was embarrassing. We were outnumbered in our own stadium, probably 90-10. The whole stadium was black. This year, I promise you, and maybe Jimmy can attest, it felt more like 50-50. There was a lot of blue in the crowd, so there's some serious momentum.
That's always awesome when you can get 50-50 at your own home stadium. That is really sick. Yeah.
Hey, we couldn't even.
Eagles games are like 90-10 because the 10% was brave enough to show up. Everyone else is like, I don't want to get shanked in the parking lot.
I'd love to go to Eagles game.
Yeah, they sell us fake tickets when we try to go.
Yeah, we couldn't. I used to work in ticket sales. Hopefully, maybe some of you guys know, but yeah, Chargers struggled to fill and sell that arena. They sell out the soccer stadium when they were at, I think it was StubHub Field or whatever it was with 50,000 seats. They couldn't even sell that out. But hey, it's one game at a time. As you can tell, we're building something here. So
open up. I have a question for the two of you guys.
Go ahead.
Specific to the game. Being there in person, at least the big kind of outcome from the weekend, one has been Rodgers is fucked without Adams. And Adams obviously put on a pretty great performance, but was it interesting seeing a new and shittier quarterback throw to somebody that good? And does it look like he's kind of like Andre Johnson himself, almost out of relevance?
Good question.
It's one of the points I wanted to make here. I think, Rodgers is no Brady. He's declining, and when you take away some of his weapons, it didn't look good. On the other hand, you got Devontae Adams, who was unstoppable. I just can't believe we got the highest paid safety, and I'd say arguably the best defense in the league. And the guy felt wide open every play. I think he had 10 catches, 140 yards, but he doesn't miss Rodgers.
Receiver. He's the best receiver in the league. That was the most impressive thing I've ever seen. He's wide open every play.
Yeah. Wait, who's the best receiver in the league?
It has been the route
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams is the best receiver in the league.
It felt like it.
You're an LA guy, and I know you completely abandoned the Rams, but or like never gave them a chance on your list of 12 teams. But Cooper Kupp is the best wide receiver until he gets dethroned, and he almost got dethroned this week by Justin Jefferson, but that's 1 week. Let's give Cooper Kupp a little bit more time, okay? Cooper Kupp is the best wide receiver in the league.
Reggie, credit to you for sticking to at least like some historical fact. I genuinely thought you were going to come in and argue that AJ Brown after one game is the best receiver.
No, I would never say.
I thought you were going to say fucking Devontae.
No, I would never say AJ Brown number one just because I'm an Eagles fan. The list goes Cooper Kupp, then AJ Brown, then Devontae Smith, and then Justin Jefferson had a really good week one, so I'm putting him at 4.
The former Capitals.
Yeah. So I got to be honest. This is a 30-minute pod. We're cutting it down, so our guest has probably run out of time here. He did send me a list of probably 30 topics that he wanted to cover. And
we'll get to them over the course of the season. And
I think I could run through them, Reggie, if you give me 30 more seconds. I'm very grateful for my time.
I would love to see you run through those in 30 seconds. Go ahead.
This is my boomer version of the week 1 recap. Herbert, elite. He took the next step up to a different level. So comfortable. Bosa and Khalil were quiet, but arguably the 2 greatest plays of that Chargers game. Our defense is elite. Staley, the coach, he's maturing. Obviously, we're learning not to go for every damn 4th down, which was great. So Chargers next week against the Chiefs will be interesting. The rest of the league, incredible games. We saw the St. Brown brothers get touchdowns. How great was that?
Right, he's got 5 seconds.
Artua and Tyreek, the real deal. It's looking like it. Saquon Barkley, he's back. It was incredible to watch.
Wait, I have a question on that last point.
Go ahead.
You said 30 seconds from the beginning, and
yeah, we're gonna pause.
Probably about 52 seconds.
No, that wasn't 52 seconds. We're gonna time that right there.
I think you made some good points.
Game, but
I think you said some outlandish things.
Overall, it was an 8.3 week 1. Thanks for having me on. Y'all know where it is. When you want the real fan, bring me back. I'm excited to see who you guys have on next week, and good luck the rest of the year, guys.
All right, maybe we'll bring you back for the super fan.
The hair is iconic.
Yeah,
hey guys,
hair is iconic.
203, best section in America.
Bold up.
You say 203?
Section 203. SoFi.
203. Anthony runs that section.
Ludacris has hose in that area.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Care. Thank you. Go
All
Bolts.
right, Manti Te'o, thank you very much. Big Bolts fan.
I think that's going to work for us in the future. I think that's good. You doing all the work is even better.
You like that? So. Yeah. Hey, so here's the
thing. Great. Thanks for working on it so hard, Reg.
Well, so here's the thing. I think the last time we did this, I was going 110%. I was going maybe too hard. So what I've decided,
we were a little overwhelmed.
I get it.
Structure.
You got to read the room sometimes. So this year, I don't know if you can tell by the hat, but I've taken this chill level to 110%. So that's basically the only thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to get a person to call in between 9 and 9:30 when we record this, and that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and I'll say we're already not doing well on actually reviewing anything about the football week. We've only gotten to 2 games, but I do kind of like keeping it between 30 and 45 minutes, which will definitely stop in 10 right now, but just letting our listeners know there'll be quick hitter. We're going to have Rego do all the production. That's how he's going to take his chill down on
this air. Is not getting trimmed.
His extra stuff off air.
This is going to be like my bush. This episode is not being trimmed at all.
Perfect. Then we'll throw in the extra 15 minutes of us getting James's audio.
Yeah, intros in, outros also in. All right, so for the remainder of the time, I have just one thought-provoking question for you guys. And let's just go around one by one. Who can win a Super Bowl? It can be an overreaction, whatever. James, you go first. Who can win a Super Bowl?
Surprising one that we didn't know about before?
Anybody?
Who can win a Super Bowl?
I'll just say this. The AFC is loaded with really good teams, and I think the AFC is much better.
Pick
the
a
NFC,
team. Pick one team.
Well, I mean, obviously the Bills look like the real deal.
You get one team. This exercise is you get one team.
All right. I get what James is saying, though, of trying to pick somebody like
And the NFC, I'll take a surprising one. The NFC, I'll take the Vikings.
Okay, you want to take the Vikings?
Who's their new coach?
What's his name? Good. Kevin O'Connor.
Okay.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Give me a minute on that game. I didn't really pay much attention once
the Vikings game
clip of that missed pass from Rodgers. But
I was at the Bolts game, but
dude, I saw every second of it. Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins doesn't get any respect. He's good. Justin Jefferson might be the best wide receiver in the league. Dalvin Cook had an okay game, but I mean the Vikings dominated them on offense. Like it was great.
Okay. I can see that.
All right, now I'm number 2, and this will be quick. You should have picked it number 1 because it's an obvious choice. The Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. We could name all 32 teams in this segment. We could name all 32 teams in this segment. It doesn't matter. Just throw out a team. Yeah. The Bills are the obvious Super Bowl contender, and they showed it by embarrassing the Rams at home. So that's an obvious choice. We can move on. Who's the next team?
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting seeing, the NFC really is downhill this year. The Niners losing to the Bears the way they did, and also just the Cardinals look like they have not like gotten shitty. They were playing the Chiefs, but like
Shay, you've named 7 teams and I just want one. You've named 7 teams, and I just want one team.
Well, I didn't have any time to think about it. I'm trying to.
You can't think of a team. There's 32. Just pick a random team and argue for why they could win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I think the Chiefs could absolutely get back to and win the Super Bowl. If you're going to make me pick one that I actually think is likely, I was considering arguing for your Eagles. If you let
it's going to come back around, Shay. You haven't have time to think. You're off the clock, James. Who you think? Give him time.
I don't need to each talk every 10 seconds.
What's the question now? What's the question?
It was who just named Super Bowl contenders, and it became. Okay. But whatever. I'm chill.
You're chill, dude.
I am chill.
You're really relaxed,
guys. Yeah. I don't know if I told you guys. I'm chill this year. So whatever you guys want to do, go ahead.
And then I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens in this Broncos game. I don't know.
Can I jump in with what I thought was one of the most interesting games of the weekend in a division that is going to struggle because the AFC is so loaded? But I thought the Steelers-Bengals game was obviously wild with all the missed kicks back and forth. But it was very interesting to see Joe Burrow struggle as much as he did, but then still put on some pretty decent highlight reel stuff towards the end, leading them back, keeping it close, but then getting screwed. And then the Steelers defense is legit as well because their offense stinks on ice and Trubisky is not the answer. I'm curious, because they're okay, does that almost put if they were bad, it'd almost be better. Do we put like some kind of clock above Trubisky? And is there a chance Pickett will start? What do you think?
You had some positive things to say about that game. Honestly, that game was ugly. I thought that game was very ugly, and I thought like the Bengals struggled to get offense going. I mean,
which was surprising because they went to the Super Bowl last year. I'm saying they haven't built on their progress.
Yeah, but like they're a young team. They didn't deserve to be in the Super Bowl last year. Like they did deserve it, but like they didn't need to be. That's what I'm saying. They're so young that like the Super Bowl hangover's real. Like to have that, like they need to build up to a Super Bowl. They got lucky last year.
Yeah, I can see them not making the playoffs this year easily. But what I guess I'm saying is, who do you think is going to win that division? Is it clearly the Ravens, or do you think these other two teams have a shot?
I think the Ravens are legit. I think they can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely.
Which proves my point that the Jets are not that bad for only losing to them by 14 points.
No, let's talk about that.
My TED Talk.
Let's talk about that. Let me lead this off as the only guy here that is 1-0. So with
That's
your
fair.
guys' two teams, who do you think is in a worse situation? And I think the answer is surprising.
It's definitely my team. I mean, his
Jay,
quarterback.
Who do you think? I just want to know
what do you think?
Who do you think's in a worse situation, the Jets or the Cowboys?
I think the Cowboys are in a way worse situation. They're
okay. All right. We all agree.
They're on the decline, and the Jets have tons of young talent. And the only real issue is nobody believes that the quarterback will pan out, which means that they are also in a terrible spot.
Yeah.
But if the coaches and GM are right, and Zach Wilson is even serviceable, the team that they built up around him, the only issue yesterday was their O-line getting injured and Joe Flacco being literally unable to do anything. So he got.
But you got to feel way better than the Cowboys. You got to feel way better than the Cowboys. I'd love to hear James, I don't know, spend 4 minutes talking about how terrible the situation is for the Cowboys.
Sorry to kick Jimmy when he's down, but it did look pretty rough.
No, I mean, it's worse than I thought. I didn't really think they were going to be great to start the year. But I mean, the situation they put themselves in, the disaster scenario happened. Their offensive line's completely decimated. They banked everything on putting Dak with no one around him, and then Dak gets hurt. They don't have a good backup. They didn't even put Cooper Rush on the 53-man roster. They put him on the practice squad and then put him up for the game. I mean, it's just a joke. Are they going to try to save the season? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, the defense is good. The offense is miserable. The receiving, their idea that the receivers would pan out, that was stupid. Offensive lines, the plan makes no sense.
All right. I have a question about the Cowboys. So
I'm going to tell you my prediction for the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah, let him go.
I think they're going to be really bad for the next few weeks. I think Mike might not win a game. I think Mike McCarthy gets fired very early. I think Quinn becomes the interim coach, and I think they somehow hang around 500, and the NFC East is kind of a dogfight, and they probably don't make the playoffs, but they make it interesting. And Dan Quinn gets maybe offered the coaching job for full time, and if they don't get Sean Payton.
I was going to say, how do you not think? I mean, obviously, it's not 100%, but it's pretty likely. It just seems like everything's coming in line, all the stars are aligning, that Sean Payton becomes the next Cowboys head coach.
Yeah, no, I think that's correct. Other than he's said publicly that he's not into it, but
money talks, baby.
Yeah, and honestly, I got to be honest. I'm a Cowboys fan. I have to like Jerry Jones, but it just seems like that Jerry Jones knew this year was he talked to Sean Payton, and Sean Payton said, I want 1 year off. And he's like, fine, I'll just go with McCarthy this year. I'm going to fire him, and then I'm going to hire you. It just looks like they're taking the year off, and they're going to have the first pick in the draft. I mean, that's also another prediction.
Wow, that's a hot take. No, could the only thing I'll say Cowboys there is found for trying to tank on purpose?
Shit, it looks like that. Dude, they put a left tackle to start the season. He's never taken an NFL rep. They put him as the left tackle of the Dallas Cowboys. Makes no sense. He was going to be the starting left guard. And then they have CeeDee Lamb and a host of nobodies with him. And it's just
I hope that no one gives them a run for the money, because the two that I'm thinking would be the Lions, who I really want to make improvements this year.
I think the Lions aren't bad. I mean, which would help Rago's ego. I don't think the Lions
are actually bad. Really good.
really, really good.
They're really top five in the NFL.
I'm just so the other team I was thinking is that the Jets could somehow still find themselves with.
I mean, the Jaguars still look pretty bad.
The Jags and the I feel like the Texans too. The Colts.
Is it a hot take to say that Trevor Lawrence might be a bust? I don't think it is.
He doesn't have much to work with, but
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What does he have to work with?
Well, he's got his company, ATN. He's pretty comfortable with him, even though he's a running back who sometimes catches the ball.
He's got
Robinson, doesn't he?
Yeah, but dude, he's got Marvin Williams to throw the ball to, and Chenault maybe, but
Christian Kirk is his number one wide receiver, and
dude, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl.
Good, but he's old and was never more than a 2. And he's thrown to Zay Jones, your boy. Wasn't Zay Jones an Eagle? Or was he?
I'm not sure, but while we're
just
on the
gonna shit on him now,
Eagles,
because Peterson's his coach now.
Well, so while we're on the subject of the Eagles, let me just do a quick recap of what happened. So the Eagles had probably the greatest offseason of any NFL team ever. And then preseason went as expected, nothing too special. There was some talk on sports radio. Hey, are we doing preseason practice? They get out early now. What's changing about today versus the old times? Turns out none of that matters, and we come out and our offense might be the most electric offense in the NFL right now. Our defense, there's some things to clean up, but the Lions are a really good team, and I think people aren't giving them credit what Dan Campbell's doing over there in Detroit. So what is my prediction for the Eagles? I don't know. How many games do we lose is probably a better question, and it's probably 3, maybe 4.
For you, Reggie. I have a quick follow-up.
Is it Eagles related?
Yeah, it is. Would you say that over the past year that the activity of watering the fertilizer that Nick Sirianni laid down in his speech when he became the head coach of the Eagles is starting to pan out? You've watered and now fertilized. And now you're starting to see the blossoms grow.
I would say that, yes, you're correct. And the Eagles offense is beginning to bloom. And it turns out it's a beautiful flower.
It's a clown.
So basically anybody who thought that Sirianni was an absolute clown and a moron after his original interview is stupid, right? Because he's obviously one of the best head coaches of all time.
Let's rank our teams. Let's rank our coaches as clown meter, okay? So we can do Dallas Cowboys, who never looks like he has the game under control, or a guy
he's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay, it was all him, dude. Coaching 100% won that
one
for him.
I'm just saying.
I was asking if you think that that's true. I was asking.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. That doesn't mean Doug Peterson's going to the Hall of Fame. So Cowboys, Jets, a guy who decided to take the Jets job is just a clown in general. And then our guy who is 1-0 right now in the NFL season.
Yeah, we like
Sirianni's the best coach out of the 3.
He just needs to stop starting.
I would argue that Shea has the best coach.
I would argue definitely. I think Douglas is proving to be not up to the task yet with how many O-line experiments of his have failed so far.
Better coaches lose games. That's the motto here.
Well, if you're the coach of the Jets, you have a lot of work to do. So he's doing as much as he can. Give him
the Eagles weren't at work 2 years ago.
Let's wrap, Reg. Let's wrap.
All right. So
we got to do high school highlights too.
High school highlights?
Yeah. Modern day one. Jimmy.
Well, I mean, Modern Day is number 2 in the country, and
number 2.
St. John Bosco is in our league. They're number 1, but we've already beaten 2 top 10 teams in the country. So I'd say arguably we're number 1, and our quarterback is a junior, and he hasn't lost yet. So.
And where's he going?
He's uncommitted. He's offered from everyone.
Probably Jackson State or something. Play with Deion?
Jackson State? No, I don't think so.
No, that'd be good. HBCU, baby.
But that's my high school recap, and then college is absolutely nuts this year. And the Cowboys suck, so USC being good again is awesome.
I'm gonna say
Oklahoma State,
other than the Pokes who I love, I said other than the Pokes who I'm all in on as well, because of Fairfield Prep O-lineman Bobby Haskins fighting for a job. I'm all in on USC this year as well. So those are my
That's so sick that you guys both are so into USC after they won their first game since Reggie Bush. And now everyone's like, USC's back. It's the heyday.
I'm still a
Matt Leinart.
Penn State sucks, Reggie.
I don't like Penn State.
All right,
I went to one football camp and had a bad time in the showers, and I never went back.
Oh, wow. You got Sandusky?
Nah, they only had cold water. They didn't have hot water in there.
So back to the
wow,
the all
so you got
important high school.
Sandusky.
That whatever that is, I feel really bad for you, Rhaegar. I'm really, really sorry that happened. So moving back to high school highlights. You got
anything that happened to me in my life made me stronger and a better person.
Yeah, totally. So moving back to Connecticut high school football, the all important
naturally.
Fairfield Prep unfortunately suffered a devastating week 1 loss, 15-14 to an interesting team, Jimmy, Belen Jesuit from Florida, where Marco Rubio's son is on the team. So that was the talk of the town.
Wow.
That he flew in Prep hosted them, and
there's
there
no
were
need to get political, Shay.
Many political pundits in Connecticut that were staring down Rubio from afar. So,
what do you think about Rubio?
I mean, he won the day. He won the day. So Prep needs to rebound next week.
Florida.
I hope that they're actually good.
The bigots from Florida came up and whooped that CTS.
Whoa, 15-14. 15-14. A lot of special teams mistakes were made, apparently.
All right. Well, I would give you an update on my high school's football team, but I don't care because I'm not living in my glory days of high school, and I've moved on. Nor are we playing.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't remember. Yeah, if I got Sandusky, I would forget about it too.
Oh my god!
So I think it's time to wrap this up.
On a very positive note.
Good to be back, guys. I don't know if anybody will ever hear this, but if they do, thanks for listening.
Hey, welcome. It's great to be back, folks. We will we'll try and do this a good amount this year.
Buy our merch.
Sometimes it'll be short, sometimes it'll be long.
What about, can we do Gruden Grinders or no?
Yeah. Hey, I think it's a 30-minute episode. 45 is our wall.
Yeah.
We hit a wall.
But also,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Gruden Grinder.
Well, just watching Vita Vea just destroy the Cowboys' shitty offensive line. He's unreal. I love him. The big Samoan, Vita Vea. That's who I'm going with week 1.
Nice. I think that's a great honor that you bestowed.
I got mine.
Oh, go ahead.
Should be pretty unsurprising for those who know that anytime I can choose a Jet, I definitely do. So DJ Reed, who was fighting for the cornerback spot with Bryce Hall, gave up 0 yards, and his father had died, I believe, over the weekend leading up to his game. So he grinded out and had one of the best games of his career. Next to Sauce Gardner, who I believe gave up like 19 yards, also had a tremendous rookie debut. But DJ Reed stood out. I think he was thrown to 4 times, had a pick, and I don't believe he gave up a completed pass. So props to DJ Reed, Gruden Grinder, week 1.
All right. And
where did he go to college?
I have no idea. I got to look it up. He's kind of swaggy.
Reg,
all right.
go ahead.
I'll finish this out. My Gruden Grinder.
Kansas State. Sorry.
Nice.
A really obvious one. I'm surprised you guys didn't pick him. My Gruden Grinder for the week is Jalen Hurts. Threw for 243 yards. He rushed for 90 yards, had a touchdown with his feet. Proved all the haters wrong. He's a top 5 quarterback in this league, and he belongs up there in the upper echelon.
Did you say the jury's out on him, or still kind of debating?
No. It's decided top 5 in the league. Right now, the questions are, how many Super Bowls does he win? I'm saying 2. But I think
with the Eagles or with his next team?
All with the Eagles. Retired as an Eagle. Jersey retired. Part of the Ring of Honor. It's going to be exciting 20 years for me. All right. Well,
it'll be exciting 20 years for all of us, Reggie.
It is. I'm excited for the next 20 with you too. All right. Well, that was great. Go ahead. You want to finish this out with something?
Yeah, I'll help see us off by saying and reminding you, you're very chill this season. We're very excited to have a much chiller Reggie.
Super
chill. The most important thing that we need to say at the beginning and the end of every episode, so when it's your turn to intro or outro, you have to ask the question, what happened last night? You can't forget.
What happened last night?
You can't forget. So let's just make sure we get that back in the rotation.
Should we start the pod over again? I can do it better. I'll promise I will remember this time if we start it over.
We will be better. We will be better, folks. And I think we're already pretty damn good. So
all right. Well, I agree. Jimmy, you got anything to take us out on?
We're legends. What happened last night?
That's it. All right. Awesome, guys.
See ya.
Peace.